O Mother Nui, stretch high above this valley. Your starry body is our glory. Then see the hawk of yonder Rahur quit, his fiery splendor, oh so mighty. He brings a light for all our weary souls. He makes the broken spirit whole.
Okay, so imagine being the smartest person in the 16th century. You've mastered math, astronomy, cryptography. You're literally advising Queen Elizabeth I.
Yeah.
But then, you hit a wall.
Right. The worldly science just isn't cutting it anymore.
Exactly. All this secular knowledge still isn't answering the ultimate questions of the universe. So what does Dr. John Dee do in the 1580s? He decides the only logical next step is to, start talking to angels.
As one does.
Right, naturally. So to figure out how this actually works, today's deep dive is strictly focused on Lon Milo DuQuette's manual, Enochian Vision Magick. Our mission here is to strip away centuries of occult static and look at the raw mechanics of this spiritual technology.
Yeah, because that wall D hit, that profound epistemological crisis, is what birthed this entire system. I mean, he realized human logic had limits, so he sought a higher bandwidth connection.
A literal direct line.
Yes. But he couldn't do it alone. Dee wasn't the one actually seeing the visions. He needed a scryer, someone like Edward Kelly, who could stare into a crystal or mirror and decode the visual static while Dee took all the notes.
Okay, let's unpack this setup. Because they didn't just sit on a cushion, close their eyes, and hope for the best. The angels gave them schematics to build specific physical tools.
Right. The Heptarchia Mystica.
Yeah, we're talking a custom holy table, an intricate wax disc called the Sigillum Dei Emeth, which is covered in these complex heptagons, and a protective gold ring. It really feels like they were building an Elizabethan-era PlayStation.
That is a great analogy. It's a necessary physical interface to navigate a hyperdimensional space.
Right, you need the hardware first to run the game.
And that physical construction is crucial. It's something modern practitioners often try to skip by just visualizing the tools. But DuQuette emphasizes the intense focus required to, say, mathematically draw a perfect seven-sided heptagon using only a compass and ruler.
Oh, wow, that sounds exhausting.
It is. And that physical effort acts as a psychological payment. The sheer concentration required literally shifts the brain's default mode network, inducing a preliminary trance state before the formal ritual even begins.
So Dee goes through this grueling physical process to induce a trance. But once the hardware is built and he's in that altered state, what is he actually running on it? Because later on, Victorian occult groups got a hold of this system.
Ah, yes, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn.
Yeah, the Golden Dawn and Crowley. They layered their own additions onto it.
Mm-hmm.
Hebrew mysticism, Egyptian mythology, tarot. And DuQuette calls all of that energetic static.
He does, yeah. I mean, the Golden Dawn recognized the system's power, but they integrated it into their own highly blended cultural frameworks. DuQuette argues that subjecting this mathematically pristine ecosystem to foreign theological constructs is, it's highly inefficient.
Wait, but the Golden Dawn basically kept this entire system from fading into obscurity. Didn't their additions actually upgrade Dee's original system and make it more comprehensive?
Well, not if you're looking for the purest signal. DuQuette advocates for a strict ceremony of preparation using only the original angelic names.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, by isolating the Enochian ecosystem, you remove the cross-cultural interference. Utilizing only the system's internal logic aligns you directly with that specific vibrational frequency without forcing your brain to translate between competing mythologies.
So if we're sticking to the pure system, then the actual interface they use to communicate is entirely linguistic. You're reading these 48 calls or keys written in the Enochian language.
Right, and people fiercely debate how to pronounce it, whether it should have a smooth Italianate flow or a harsh, choppy cadence.
But DuQuette insists that your sincerity matters way more than perfect phonetics, right?
Exactly. Because the mechanism of action isn't an acoustically perfect voice recognition password. By forcing your brain to process this bizarre, alien syntax, you're systematically lowering your critical barrier.
Here is where it gets really fascinating to me. It's a deliberate brain glitch. You're intentionally overloading your rational mind to force a state of altered consciousness.
That glitch is the entire point. That cognitive overload is an absolute necessity before you attempt to scry the 30 ethers.
which are basically hyperdimensional psychological mirrors.
Right, because you're visualizing impossibly complex geometries, while in an exhausted trance state, your brain just cannot maintain its normal ego defenses. The entities you encounter within these ethers confront you with your own deeply repressed biases and blind spots.
Man, ascending through those ethers sounds incredibly intense.
Oh, it really is.
And Duquette points out that the primary danger isn't being attacked by some external demon, it's losing your own grip on reality. So he enforces strict rules for practitioners. Keep your day job, maintain human relationships, avoid drugs, and use humor as a pressure valve against clinical megalomania.
Yeah, the visions can be filled with apocalyptic imagery and shifting geometries. If you take yourself too seriously, the human ego can easily inflate or fracture under that stress.
Which brings us to a huge takeaway. So, what does this all mean for you listening right now?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, Magick is a profound tool for psychological integration. But ascending to the heavens doesn't excuse you from the mundane work of being a functional human being. You still have to do the laundry and treat your friends well.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So to wrap up, we've explored the physical hardware, the pure software, and the mental safety protocols of Dee's angelic magic.
It really raises an important question about how we interface with our own minds today. We're looking at a Renaissance genius who built a highly specific, immersive mechanism to hack his own understanding of reality.
It totally does. And it leaves us with this to think about. If a 16th century mathematician could use complex geometric tools and a constructed language to deliberately hack his own consciousness, what modern everyday routines might be unknowingly rewriting your brain's software right now?